Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. I am still Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It is still in the description below. It is still your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any of our watches. Email me directly for pricing. I am Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. Today, we discuss a model line that debuted back in 2002, the Glashutte Original PanoGraph, a flyback chronograph descended from the legendary PanoRetrograph. This example here, the latest reference, 40 millimeters in diameter in pink gold by 13.6 millimeters thick, from lug tip to lug tip, 47.3 millimeters, with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. This beautiful German-made flyback chronograph is the epitome of elegance. The pink gold case and the silver dial, marking this clearly as a dress chronograph. It's not super thick, although it looks sheer. It really isn't. Under 14 millimeters, it's going to fit underneath most cuffs and all jacket sleeves. Taking a look across, you can see being under 48 millimeters, almost 47 millimeters lug to lug, it's actually pretty narrow across the wrist, so I could recommend this for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. Over the top, which always exaggerates the width of the watch, you can see I'm pulling the strap tight, and the lugs are still not over the edge of my wrist here. The strap is black, matte, large rectangular scale alligator leather. It's got a monotone stitch. It has a broad folded edge, and there is some stuffing or bolstering to give it volume. You can see on the bottom, calfskin, and that this is a Glashutte Original strap in brand new condition. Now, Geo, which is this descendant of the original 1845 Longa company. Geo is properly the direct descendant of that company. The modern Longa is a recreation. This is the original Longa brand. So you can see it uses this robust folding clasp. It's a snapshot or friction fit, which is fine on a dress watch. A combination of fastening, polishing, and satin externally, and then a fixing screw used so you don't have to worry. Usually with folding clasps, you don't have to worry about dropping your watch, but the screw is there to absolutely guarantee that the strap doesn't pull through the buckle if you've got the strap advanced out to one of the outermost holes. Sometimes a strap can pull through a buckle. With that screw, it can't. Case is handsome. The lugs are stepped out. It's a distinctive look. It's not quite as dramatic as the break between a lug and case band on a Longa. You can see that there's a crease, but there's not a notch. We have satination and profile, polish on the lug hoods, polish in between the lugs. We have a conical stepped polished bezel. You can see the bezel has a vertical step, then it has a conical profile, then it has a flange that abuts the sapphire. We have chronograph pushers, vintage-inspired oval polished. We have the Geo crown, and then you can see that the watch includes a flyback function. It's a little bit of an inverted chronograph in terms of how the start-stop works, but you reset and restart. If you want to time events that occur in rapid succession, the flyback capability saves you from having to stop, flyback, and reset. So with the flyback, it just happens very quickly. We have a dial that is beautifully silvered. It's a soft metallic sheen, though we have a very faint concentric pattern on the actual hour and second registers. We have a tri-spoke with 3 concentric scales. So the longest spoke tracks minutes 0 to 10, medium-sized spoke from 10 to 20, and then the shortest spoke measures from 20 to 30. We have yellow gold hands as well as indices, and surprisingly, perhaps, the watch actually has a small amount of luminescent material. We have alpha style hands and a Geo logo counterweighted seconds hand for the chronograph. Remember, this is your running seconds. This is the chronograph seconds hand. We have a stop seconds function, which is always nice for synchronizing to a reference time. And then we have flush double-digit date right down there. Not all Geo watches have a quick set for the panorama datum or the outsized date. This one not only has a quick set, but you can really see one of the distinguishing features of Geo's double date, which is that the discs are flush. That's very rare with double dates. Now, flipping it over, you can see the legacy of the PanoRetrograph, which is the spectacular caliber 61. Impressively, all this is water resistant down to 50 meters, which is 20 meters more than the standard for dress watches. So what we've got back here is a manual wind 42-hour power reserve, a 4 Hz beat rate, 41 joules, chronometer style 5-position adjustment. Note that the balance cock is fully freehand engraved and that every surface that's turning black as I angle the movement has been mirror polished on its top, such as the swan's neck fine adjustment mechanism. But note that we have both polished screws and blued screws fired in a kiln. We have both here. There is anglage, narrow but beautifully mirrored. You can see it across the surfaces. My favorite detail right here, we do have a sharp interior angle on the lateral clutch assembly. We have generous amounts of engine turning on the base plate. Satination on the wheels. We have beveling on the sides and satination on the top of the steel chronograph components. You can see the column wheel and the lateral clutch in action. The feel of the column wheel is outstanding, and the finishing here truly surpassing, really as good as anything as you'd get on a Dotograph, as good as anything you'd get on a Dotto or an 1815. The difference here being criminally underrated and much more affordable to buy. Beautifully crafted in Glashutte in Germany. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.